Hello, Adam Laurie here, back again for another video, and in this video we are talking about what causes toxicity within a relationship. How does a relationship go from really good to really bad? So that's what we're going to talk about now, and these are just my list of things that I observe in different relationships. So this is the kind of the order of things which I see things in. So the first one on my list is communication. There's a lack of communication within the relationship. Now, lack of communication, it does a lot of things, a lot of damage to a relationship, because if you're not expressing yourself, if you're not making yourself clear, then how can you expect the other person to have a clear idea of what it is you want and a clear idea of what it is that how you feel? So if you want your feelings to be known and a discussion needs to be had, then communication is very, very key to any relationship. So communication would be my number one thing for the relationship going toxic. Right, number two, lack of trust. Now, we're going back to communication again, because communication will start to produce a lack of trust. So if you don't communicate, then how can you trust the other person if they never tell you what they're doing? So a lack of trust is something that really takes gets a relationship to really take a nosedive. So if there's no trust in a relationship, then you don't have anything at all, really. So you must have that trust. You must communicate so that you can build that trust with your partner. Number three on my list is power imbalance. So if you've got one partner that is has more of an influence over the decision making, over the finances, over the household, or whatever it is, if there is not an equal balance going on, that can lead to resentment, that can lead to insecurities from the other half. So power imbalance is another one that can create toxicity and resentment in a relationship. So trying to keep it as balanced and as even as you possibly can. So each of you is contributing to the relationship equally. So both of you give as much and both of you take as much as well. Number four on my list is just incompatibility. So maybe you're just not the right person for that other person. So incompatible people will just not get on anyway. They have different opinions, different ideas, different visions, different way of life, really. So they see themselves going in different directions. So if you find that your visions do not match up, they do not align with each other, so that really kind of is an incompatibility there. So that really kind of starts to then affect the relationship, as in your future prospects, looking ahead and seeing where this relationship is going. If your visions and aspirations are not in line, if you don't want the same things in life, it can lead to a toxic relationship. Not in all cases. Some people have very different ideas of where they're going, but they can bring back together and then carry on. So you can make it work, but it often brings in toxic resentment as well. So yeah, incompatibility is one of the big ones. And number five on my list is usually past trauma. So bringing the past trauma from another relationship or a past experience that they had into the relationship that is current. So whether it's insecurities, whether it's a violence that they experience, whether it's an addiction that they experience, if you're bringing this kind of baggage into a relationship, then that is going to have a significant wear and tear on the relationship as well. So that can easily turn into a toxic relationship. And remember, it's never the job of your partner to fix you. So when you're bringing all your emotional baggage into a relationship, yeah, I mean, absolutely, they can listen, they can be there, they can be supportive, they can be emotionally have empathy with you, empathize with you, but it is not their job to fix you. So if you cannot fix yourself, you've got to ask yourself, am I ready for this next step? Am I ready to be in a relationship? Because you cannot be unloading your past traumas onto something. You need to have that fixed, and you need to have control of that first before entering into a relationship. And number 6 on my list is codependency. Now, codependency is where the partners in the relationship are so kind of involved with each other's lives, each other's going on in lives. They're involved with their emotional, their financial, just everything. And that can lead to a resentment from each other as well. So being codependent, living in each other's pockets all the time, not being able to let them go and kind of not know what they're doing. So having to be watching what they're doing all the time and, you know, kind of dependent on that person financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is, however that person is dependent on the other, that can lead to a toxic feeling within a relationship. So that feeling of coming together can easily turn into easily drifting apart, because there's so much dependency on the other person, or like I said, whether it's emotionally, financially. So, you know, you can easily turn the other way very, very quickly, and very slowly as well. It can take a long time to drift apart, but never be codependent on anyone. You only depend on yourself to get yourself to where you want to be. So that is my list of things that commonly cause toxicity within a relationship. So if you haven't already, please click a like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me. And comment below as well. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions on what causes a toxic relationship? What kind of factors do you or have you experienced in relationships where it's turned toxic? Started off really well, but then it just turned toxic. And what is it that you sort of observed? What happened? So until next time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care. See ya.